Hello everyone, hope you're doing great. So today I'm going to discuss something interesting about Google Ads. So how do we optimize our Google Ads for better results? So if you look at this particular ad account right now, there are two ads. One is smart ad and one is a search text-based search ad. Now here are the particulars about these two ads. So both are responsive search ads, but if you look at the ad strength, it's poor. If you look at the status, it's again says that it has a limited reach because of the keywords that you're targeting, because of the ad copy, the headline and description of the ad, and also because of the certain factors like the targeting that we are using on this ad. Now Google defines, or Google actually lets you know about the flaws that you have on your ad and how to fix those, or what are the different areas that you should look at. But still, you need to use a certain level of expertise or experience on optimizing these ads further. Now here are two ads. Both of these ads, if you have to quickly compare and analyze the performance, these are the different factors that you should actually look at. So one is interactivity, so how many clicks you have got, so interactions on this ad. Then the conversion rate, so how many conversions you have got. So it might happen that people are interacting with your ad but they are not converting into a lead, or they're not visiting your website. Whatever the goal is, the goal of this ad can be making a web visit, or let's say making a lead form fill up. So are they actually converting into your goal? That is also something that you need to take care of. So just have a look at the conversion rate and interactions, and you can quickly compare the different ads and try to understand what exactly motivated the users in ad 1 to convert and not in ad 2. So you need to quickly realize this, because ad copy is something that is poor over here. That's what Google says you. And if this is a scenario in your case, please try to quickly analyze the ad copy. This is very important because ad copies are very subjective in nature. It's a creative area, and there is a lot of gray area to play in. So an ad copy which might look good to you might not be good for a lot of other people in the market who are actually consuming your ad. So you need to look at how can I make it more impactful. Now let us try to quickly compare it. So one area is the keywords that you're targeting for this ad. Definitely that's one area that you need to look into. The other area is how do we make our headline and description more captivating. So over here, copywriting would be one of the key areas to focus at. So how do you make this more enhancing? So here is a quick formula that you can follow. So always try to read through the lines of your ad copy, the headline and the description, and try to look at it from a consumer perspective. So let's say over here we are trying to pitch a IELTS coaching center. So how do we pitch this coaching? So over here we need to quickly look at, as a student, is this ad copy giving me all the information that I need? So my problem, my agitation, and my solution, PAS formula, is it addressing all those concerns that I might be having? So the problem that I'm facing, is it solving my problem? So register for a free trial class is the action area over here. But what is my problem primarily? I'm not able to score good in IELTS exam. It's an English test and I'm not able to score good. So that problem is not addressed over here. That is definitely a concern over here. Then the agitation. So why should I go for this particular program? So number one, IELTS Academy in India. So that definitely the agitation is defined. As a solution is go for a trial class. You have experienced faculties, and why not give it a try? It's a free trial. So the problem is not well defined over here. That's what you can quickly figure out using this formula, PAS formula: problem, agitation, solution. In any ad, you should definitely define the challenge that they're facing, number one. Number two, the agitation, why they shall take an action. And number three, the solution, what shall they do on this particular ad? Shall they click on it? And if they click on this ad, what will they get? And in this whole process, you can also add some quick extensions. These extensions are kind of quick links for the users to take an action. And also one more area that you can focus at, apart from this PAS, problem, agitation, solution, is the reason to believe, why they shall trust your brand. And that's where you can also put some quick headlines or add some quick pointers in the description that supports your brand's credibility. So the reason to believe, RTB that we call it. Now once they click on this ad and they land up on your landing page, that's again a different game altogether. You need to also ensure that the conversion rate, if it's dropping, or if the conversion rate is low, that might be because of the storytelling on your landing page. So you need to ensure that you are also analyzing the landing page content. So is the landing page talking to the user in a colloquial format, that is in a conversational mode? So it's more of a sales page. So any landing page is trying to convince an user to take an action. Now this is more of a sales pitch, and you need to ensure that the storytelling is in the right format. So you can quickly try to analyze this landing page using this AIDA formula: attention, interest, desire, and action. So am I drawing the attention of the user by addressing the right challenge or the problem that they're facing in their life right now? And then the interest, how do I solve this problem? And then the desire, why I'm the special one to solve their problem? And then the action, what they shall do right now to kind of get into this particular program. So over here I'm trying to address the challenge over here. So let's say they are not able to get the 8-band score. It's more of a score that we have in IELTS. So we are just trying to address that, hey, you're not able to achieve 8-band score, and this is an attempt. This is a training program that can help you achieve that 8-band in IELTS in the very first attempt with a smart preparation module. And interest, so there is a live class trial, there are mock tests, and it's more about you get trainers who are British Council certified, and then they are also experienced faculties with 15+ years of experience, and it's a step-by-step structured course that you shall go for, which is gonna help you prepare better and crack it in the first attempt. That's what we are trying to pitch over here. And then the brand credibility factors, why this particular course is special for them, and then the quick action areas, what are the different action items they can take right now if they're interested in this particular brand and they would like to engage in this particular course. So enroll now and book a free session are the two quick action areas over here. Now this is a quick landing page out there, but it can be more captivating. So there are multiple versions of landing page that you shall definitely create. So we have created multiple landing pages so that we can quickly define if so what kind of communication is actually helping us. So this is one more landing page that we have. So you can quickly do an A/B testing with different landing pages. Now if you look at the difference between these two landing pages, the first landing page, it talks all about the quality of this particular course, quality of this particular training program. And if you look at the second landing page, it primarily talks about the similar, but it's kind of trying to give you a quick action item in the very beginning of your journey. So the moment you land up on this landing page, you get this action item, you get this registration form over here. So using these two landing pages, you can also do quick A/B testing to see what kind of communication is actually helping the user. So over here, similar kind of format, we are trying to address the problem, the solution over here, and the agitation to kind of fill up this form and quickly register for a training program. And then the brand credibility factors, the reason to believe, why they shall trust this particular brand, enroller.in. And then some more credibility pointers. So let's say the testimonials, the different types of areas that students gets help with in this particular program, and then again a quick call to action button and the brand credibility again. So you can also do this kind of experiments, A/B testing, using 2, 3, 4 different types of landing pages. You can also do different landing pages as per the audience that you're targeting. So let's say you're targeting an audience bracket who are working professionals and they're looking for an IELTS exam. So for that, you can actually create a different landing page where it talks about how, as a working professional, you can also prepare yourself along with your job. And you can also create a separate landing page for students where you can talk about being a student, how you have a lot of time, and how you can utilize that time to prepare for your IELTS exam. So you need to understand your audience psyche as well, and you can also create separate landing pages by your audience type and also by the action items. So over here, the example that I'm showing over here is it's by the storytelling, by the flow, by the user journey, by the kind of challenges we are addressing in this landing page, by the way we are kind of pitching this particular program. This landing page is designed. So two different ways to pitch. We are testing between these two landing pages. You can also test it by the audience type. So this way you need to keep on testing your landing pages and try to figure out which one is giving you the better conversion rate. So right now, definitely the one that we have with the form is giving us better returns. Over here you can see that this particular landing page slash trial class is giving us a 26%, 26.45 conversion rate, and this is always written trial class, but this is taking the user to this particular page, and that's where we don't have a direct call to action button in the right first fold. With the user gets to know about the call to action right over here and in the bottom of the page again. So it's a clear win lose kind of situation where you get to see that despite having a poor ad copy, we are still getting a good conversion in the first landing page over here. So we'll continue with this landing page further, and how we can optimize it further. We need to kind of alter this ad copies. Now here is a quick way to optimize it further. So the landing page part is done. Now let's come to the copy part of your ads. Now once you have started with our ads, we need to understand that we can create multiple types of headings for any ad. We can create multiple ad copies for the ad that we are having. So let's say this is the ad that we are having right now. Now under campaigns, you can get into this one, and we can look at the ad. Right, so this ad is targeting all of these keywords. Now all you can do is look at the keywords that are giving you impressions and clicks at a very high cost. If those high cost clicks are not giving you good returns, you can definitely click those and remove it from your keyword list. So this way you should keep a track of the different keywords that are giving you returns, the different keywords that are costing you a lot of money but they're not giving you good conversion. So if you look at this particular keyword over here, IELTS classes online, now this is a high cost keyword for us. It's kind of costing us a lot of money, but it's not giving us good returns. So you can also look at the different keywords from this perspective, the conversion and the cost that particular keyword is giving you. Now once the keywords are sorted, next you need to also look at the negative keywords. So if there are any particular keyword that are kind of giving you traffic, but using that particular keyword, people are searching and they are getting into your website, but that is not an area that you are solving. So let's say the people are looking for classroom classes and you don't have a classroom class, you just have an online class. So you shall definitely go to negative keywords and add the classroom classes keywords as a negative keyword, so that you don't attract traffic who are looking for a classroom program, because you don't provide that solution. And then you can also look at the search terms and gain more insights on what all other terms that people are searching for, and if it looks suitable for you. Like if you see that the cost per click is good, the conversions are good from that particular keyword, you can definitely use that keywords as well in your ads. So you can include those keywords in your ads. Next is audience. Now in audience, you shall definitely look for which age bracket or which demographics is actually getting you more clicks. So if you look at this, you have a lot of unknown clicks over here. Now definitely if you just look into this the traffic of this unknown demographics, you have to quickly understand from this particular number of clicks, from these 74 clicks, how many of them converted into a conversion, that you need to check. And so quickly you can just get into conversions and check how many of them converted. So if you see out of 74 clicks, 23 of them converted, and if you look at this, out of 115, only 26% of them converted. So you need to check which demographics is actually converting better for you. Now if you look at it, 35 to 44 is an area where we are wasting or losing our money. People are clicking, there are a lot of there is a good amount of traffic. There are 33 clicks on this ad from this age bracket, but the conversions are 3. So definitely this is an age bracket that you can exclude going forward. Gender, it's pretty much gonna be head to head for a program like this. In case your product or service is gender specific, in that case you shall definitely look into this gender as well. In case your product is into a premium segment or let's say a budget segment, you shall definitely look at the household income as well. So yes, these are the different factors that you shall definitely look at and exclude it from here. So in case you find that okay, 35 to 44 is age bracket that I would not like to target further, you can exclude it over here from this section. Done. Next we shall also look at the different ad extensions. Now this is where you get to improve your ad further. So if you look at the ad, this is how the ad looks like. Now if you try to see the ad and have a quick preview of it, you'll be able to see how this ad looks like to the front, to the user. So if you look at this ad preview over here, you get to know which ad copy is actually working better for us. Now click on this all ads and look at if you have created multiple ad copies. Now over here we have just 2 ads. Among these 2 ads, this is a clear winner. Now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and edit this ad further so that we can add multiple ad copies to this ad. So over here you shall try to add multiple ad copies, multiple ad headlines and descriptions. So that's what we call the ad copies. And what Google will do is it will automatically shuffle between the different types of ads and will give you a quick result on which line is working better for us. So among all of these headlines, which one is which combination is actually giving you the best return, you can get to know it from here. So here you can see that multiple combinations are created by Google based on the user type, based on sampling of the target audience. Now you need to look at which headlines are giving you good returns. In case any of these headlines are not giving a good return, you shall definitely remove it. Otherwise you'll keep on getting this notification that the ad strength is very poor over here. So the reason you get this ad strength poor is because the content that you're using over here as a headline and description is not compelling enough for the user to get a click. So the click-through rate will decrease because of the words that you use in this headline and description. Now here are some ideas that Google is providing you. Look at more ideas and try to figure out which one is more relevant to your service, your product that you are offering. So this way you can actually go through all of these recommendations that Google Ad is providing you and try to create more compelling ad copies. Now in case you don't have an ad copywriter, you have to follow this process, and in case you have an ad copywriter or you are ad copywriter, please make sure that your ads are fully committed to addressing the core challenge that you are solving through this ad. So that's when you get relevant clicks, that's when you get quality leads or quality clicks on your web page or landing page. So just try to add more descriptions and more headlines and remove the headlines that are not working for you. This way you need to keep on optimizing it further. Now once this is done, the next step, one more thing that you can also do to improve your ads are extensions. Now this is a really interesting way to improve your ads. Now if you look at the way extensions work, this provides some quick links to the user, and through extensions you can also pitch in more action items to the user. So let's say someone might be looking for a brochure download, someone might be looking for a consultation call, someone might be looking for a free class. So you can provide multiple action items in your ad. You can add multiple buttons in your ad, so it makes the ad consume more real estate, more space in the ad, more space in the search results, and at the same time provide more options to your target audience. So your click-through rate will significantly increase if you are using extensions. Now again, in case of extensions, you need to just get into this area over here in extensions, and you can just look into this drop down. There are multiple types of extensions. So you can get site links, you can get callouts, you can get structured snippets where you can just structure the different pages that will show up along with the ad. You can directly put up your calling number, you can directly put up a lead form, you can directly put up a location. In case you're a physical business and you would like to drive your users to the nearest location or nearest retail store, you shall definitely use this location option. In case you're just doing a lead generation campaign, definitely lead form is something that you shall use. So similarly, price, application, promotion. So in case you're targeting a price sensitive audience, so let's say you're promoting something where you are offering 40% off, so price is something that you'll definitely use in your calling extension. In case you're trying to do something like Black Friday offers, then promotion is something that you shall definitely use. In case you are trying to drive app traffic or app downloads, in that case application is something that you can use. In my case it's a lead form, so it's a lead generation based campaign, so I'll just select lead form, and then I'll just create a new lead so that I can instantly get or generate the lead from my ad itself, from the search results itself. In case someone would not like to, let's say someone is not willing to click on my ad and visit a separate page, in that case also we can attract that user. And also one more benefit of having this lead form directly in your ad is that whenever someone clicks on your ad and then moves to your landing page, in this whole process, in this funnel, a lot of drops happen. So let's say if you're getting 100 clicks on your ad, it might be at the end of the day you'll find that 80 of them has actually visited your landing page and 20 of them dropped off in the process. So that drop off you can reduce if you're using lead form directly on your ad. So users don't have to visit your landing page, they can directly fill up the form on your ad. So make sure that you have a strong ad copy. So this way you can also fill up create a lead form and have it as an extension in your ad. So yes, these are the few pointers that you can actually check. And one more area that you shall definitely check on a regular basis is the recommendation area. Now this recommendations section is where you get to know how well your ads are optimized. So right now it's 100% optimized, but if you keep on checking this, you'll see that Google is recommending you multiple options over here. So whenever there are some recommendations, you also get some quick insights on why you shall apply that recommendation. So go through that insight and try to analyze if that recommendation is valid for you. At certain cases, Google might recommend you to increase increase the budget. So you need to think of, if you have the budget to increase it, or if you'd like to increase the budget, then how is it impacting your long-term goal, because you need to look at the overall marketing budget and then take up this kind of recommendations of budget increase. So definitely look at this recommendations area on a daily basis and try to fix these recommendations as soon as possible, because these recommendations are genuine recommendations and they actually impact your ad quality score. So 3 things we have discussed in order to improve the ad quality and performance of ad accounts like this, where you have ads which are of poor quality. I mean, Google is quickly showing you that, hey, these ads are not going to give you good results, these are showing some poor quality. You need to check the conversion rate, you need to check the keywords that are giving you good clicks, so clicks at good price, good cost. And then you need to check the landing pages that are performing well, and then you need to check the ad copies, and then you can improve it further by using the recommendations, then ad groups, by optimizing the keywords that you're targeting, by changing and altering the keywords that you're targeting, by altering the auction settings, by also by adding some quick extensions to your ads, so that it gets more CTR, more click-through rate, because the more options you provide on your ad, more number of audience you're targeting. So there can be multiple types of audience, so you never know what kind of audience would like what kind of ad copy or what kind of action item. So having these extensions helps you understand which are the different areas where people are mostly interested in. So let's say over here I have these 3 extensions: book a consultation call, directly fill up a form, or download the brochure. So you can quickly check from the data which one is giving you better returns, and based on that you can also keep on changing your extensions. So yeah, that was a quick session on how to optimize ad accounts. In case you have any doubts, any specific questions, I might have missed a lot of other pointers specific to let's say search ads, display ads, and all of that. In case you have any specific doubts that you might be incurring in your ad account, please let me know in the comment section. I'll be happy to help you out over there. It was just a quick overview on an ad account that was facing some challenges. They were running Google lead ads, and the ad quality was dropping day by day, and the cost was rising day by day, and the lead was not optimum. So we were not generating enough leads. So yeah, if in case you are having any other challenge in your ad account, please let me know in the comment section. I can make a separate video on that. Every ad account may have multiple challenges or different types of challenges based on the type of ad and the type of business they are in. So yeah, I hope it was a valuable session for you. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye.